Hey everyone, today we are talking about this little box, what it does, wireless microphone, mixer, and more, coming up next. So today we are talking about the FiFine K036-A wireless microphone unit. This is a cool little unit, and it's got some neat features that are really useful for a utilitarian purpose. So before I get any further on this, I do want to mention that the folks over at FiFine did provide this unit to me for free for evaluation purposes so that I can make a video and tell you guys a little something about it and give you guys my honest review of it. So the K036-A, this is a 2-microphone wireless unit. It has a handheld and a lav that come with it. Plus it also has the opportunity to plug in another mic via a 1/4-inch jack on the front. So you can literally have 3 microphone channels running on this little tiny box. In addition, it has some built-in reverb on it, or echo. And it also has an input for you to plug in an iPod. This is a really, really cool unit. So let's talk a little bit about the details on this unit. So it has 50 adjustable UHF channels. It's all in the 500 megahertz range, and it works basically on 2 channels. So you have a handheld and a lavalier that split the channels, 25 on each. So they don't interfere with each other. So one of the cool things about the microphones on this is they auto sync. So all you have to do is change the channel on the mic, and it has an LCD screen. You can check your frequencies and all that, and they'll auto sync to the unit. Pretty cool. So let's talk about range on this. The people at FiFine say that it has about an 80-foot range line of sight. I would love to be able to take this out and test that for you, but I live in a city in a small apartment, and I don't have 80 feet of space to do that with, unfortunately. And in this COVID times right now, where I am, we're not doing events, so I don't have an event to take this to show you. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to take their word for it. I know there's gonna be some other reviews out there, and once I find them, I'll link to them, but I don't watch other reviews before I review something because I want to give you my opinion on it, not someone else's. Anyways, when I find some other reviews that does have the test for that, I'll link them up here above. So let's talk about the handheld. It comes with extra stuff. Power it on right there. Simple on off button. If you want to change the channels, there's a little tiny set button right here in the battery compartment. Battery compartment screws on. Simple as that. It is a plastic microphone, so you know that comes with some issues, handling noise and stuff like that. But overall, the weight on this thing, it actually feels pretty good in my hand. It's not it's pretty solid. I do like that it has the ring on the grill has flat spots so that if you put it down, it won't roll away. But they do also send you this nifty thing, which I'm pretty sure it serves that purpose as well. Honestly, I don't think I will use this, but it's good to know it's an option if you want to use something like this to keep your mic from rolling away. It does also come with a foam windscreen, and in COVID times, it's always good to have an extra barrier of protection. Let's talk about the Lav unit. So it comes with your Lav. Pretty simple. Plug it in. Knob on the top, on-off button on the front, and your set button on the inside. Pretty basic. Clip it on, turn it all the way up. All right, so let's talk about the back of the unit. So 2 antennas. They are not disconnected. They're basic antennas. They're connected to the unit. You can't change them out. You have a right-left in for like plugging in an iPod. Right-left out, same 3.5 millimeter jack. So like if you want to plug it directly into something that's more like a consumer grade piece, you can do that. And it has a 1/4-inch out as well for your main out. I would love to see an XLR out on this, but I also understand space considerations. But I don't know, I still think that maybe they could fit an XLR out onto this. Maybe not, but I mean, it's small, it's 90 bucks. You get what you get for 90 bucks. Let's do an audio test. Behind me, I have my RCF J8. In front of me, I have my camera. Right here, you can't see it. I have my microphone that I use for making these videos. And it is actually pointed at the J8. And I have the handheld right here. So, this is a test of the handheld microphone. Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little heavy on the low end, but a pretty full sound. So, it's the kind of thing that it doesn't have a built-in EQ, so you may have to EQ out the low end somehow. Maybe cut the low end on your speakers or something like that. So, like I said, a little heavy on the low end, but not terrible. So next we're gonna do the Lav, but of course I'm in my house and I've got a speaker right here and it's a small room, so yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I don't want to make feedback. I'm probably gonna make it feedback, but let's give it a shot. Oh, and I'm going to step over here behind the speaker. You might not be able to see me because, well, lav mics and feedback, and I don't want feedback. All right, so I know you can't see me because I'm trying not to make it feedback, but this is the Lav. I'm turn it down a little bit, a little ringy. But this is the Lav microphone coming through the RCF J8. So it does come, obviously, with your power supply. A 1/4-inch cable for the main out. It also comes with a 3.5 millimeter to RCA for your main out as well, if you want to use that and plug it into RCA, and a 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter cable to plug, you know, an iPad, iPod, phone, whatever it is you want to plug into it, into the music channel. So let's talk about some of my thoughts on this unit. The construction of the handheld and the lavalier is plastic, but it's a relatively durable plastic. If you take care of it, I think they'll serve you well. The unit itself is pretty well built, metal. You could probably toss this into a bag and have it knock around and it would be okay. The knobs are all right. One thing I did notice about the knobs when I was running through my testing is that the knobs for the wireless microphones are a little microphonic, and that basically means that if you tap on them, it'll get picked up and sent through the system. So that's one little thing to know about, that if you're too rough on these knobs, you're gonna hear it in your speakers. But that's okay, as long as you're not rough on it. Just, you know, don't beat up your equipment. So one of the things that I noticed when I plugged this in to my speaker was that it's really noisy. And it's not terrible, but it's noticeable. So if you're standing right next to the speaker, you're gonna hear like that hiss and shh noise in the background while it's on. If you're at a distance, you probably won't notice it. And obviously I'm testing this in a relatively quiet setting in my house, so very noticeable. At an event, might not be as noticeable, but it is something that you should know about. As far as the lav mic goes, I noticed that I really had to push it hard on the volume to get it to give the same output that I was getting from the handheld microphone. This was, you know, all set up right, appropriately placed. Like, I really had to push it hard. And it also introduces a little bit more noise. Good thing to note though is when I changed out the lav element on it to one that I use on my higher end Sennheiser mics, it definitely got better. It was a better, you know, signal to noise ratio, hotter signal, sounded better. So you might have some, you know, extra lavs lying around that might function a little bit better than the one that's included with it. So who is this unit for? It could definitely be for the DJ that's just starting out and wants to have some wireless mics, you know, for their events. It's a good option to get you in. Will this replace my Sennheiser wireless mics? No, it's not going to do that. However, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to use it. I think it's a great unit. I think I'm going to probably end up putting it into my gig bag and having it as a backup because it definitely serves some cool purposes. You have 2 wireless microphones and one of them's a lav. If you last minute need to put a lav on someone, you've got that. Also, the fact that you can just plug the iPod in and do it, I mean, like, it's a great little mixer. So say like you have your ceremony speaker set up, and normally you just run, you know, your iPad right into it, but maybe you do need to make an announcement, or maybe someone wants to make a toast or something like that. Using this as your mixer and having this mic available to you, you know, it's a no-brainer. It's so small, so compact. Like I said, fit in a gig bag. Be a great unit to have just as that backup to like, oh, I need to throw a mic out on the cocktail speaker that didn't have a mic. Now you do. Overall, it's a cool little unit, and I definitely see the use for it. It's very utilitarian. Again, will not be my primary wireless microphones, but I'm carrying this thing with me. It's coming with me to my gigs. I'm going to use it. It's going to be a great backup, great piece to have in your kit for that, like Swiss Army, like, oh, I need an extra microphone, or I need another input, or, oh, someone wants a little reverb on their vocal. Quick and easy, down and dirty, plug it in, and you're done. So, link to buy is down below. Check it out. I think, like I said, it's like $90 on Amazon, something like that. I'll see what it is right now when I post the video, but somewhere around that. It's a great deal. I want to thank the folks at FiFine for sending this over to me to test out. It's been cool checking it out. I was happy to work with them. And hopefully, if you guys like this, I will have some more videos in the future. Of course, please give me the thumbs up, subscribe down below, all those things. They help the algorithm so I get more people watching the channel and I can make more videos for you. Because if people are watching them, I'm gonna make them. All right, thanks very much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.